Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back. I feel like I got into kind of a rhythm of vlogging and filming towards like ever since I started. So taking a break from it was surprisingly like weird, and I found myself just wanting to vlog. I'm really happy to be back and talking to you guys. And first things first, I have this new little mic which I got from my friend Karen. Thanks Karen, and hopefully it'll help a lot with the audio quality of me talking, because I think I tend to talk like pretty quietly, so when I'm editing I have to like crank the volume up. That's crazy. Like there are sirens in the background and it drowned it out, which normally I just wait and like pause my filming for a sec until it goes away. So yay, I'm really excited to get started. Today's video, as you can tell maybe by the title, is going to be a little different. It's not my typical vlog, but I wanted to just do a 2025 favorites video. If you watched YouTube back in the day, every December or January, everyone would make their favorites videos, and they would literally go through like, if they were beauty YouTubers, they would go through like primer, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, every single type of product. I'm not going to do all that, but I broke it into categories of like things I enjoy, of which beauty is one category. And then I have music, books, activity. This video is exclusively going to be me sitting here in this position talking. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first category I have is beauty, and by that I mostly mean makeup. And the first thing I have on here is lip tints and lip stains. I feel like a lot of times when you put like lipstick or lip liner underneath, maybe this is just my opinion, but it doesn't last that much longer. And I don't like that it's like a thick layer of product under what's going to already be a thick lip gloss. So this year I've been really into using lip stains and lip tints. So I've been using benetint from Benefit a lot, and then putting like a lip gloss or balm over it. And I really like the effect because it lasts a long time and you can like eat and drink through it, but your lip still has color. And I also like that the texture of it is sort of watery, so it just like sinks into your lips and it's like dry to the touch. One I just got for Christmas from some of my friends, which I'm really excited about, is from r.e.m Beauty. It's like a lip marker, and I tried it once and it lasted so long, and so I'm really excited about that. And I think if I keep using it, I'm gonna buy it in some more colors. The second product I have is very specific, but if you ever put eyeliner in your waterline, you'll relate to this problem, which is that like it transfers a lot and kind of moves around because obviously the inside of your eye is very wet. So I've tried a lot. I've tried probably like 10 or 15 brands of them, and I actually like the L'Oreal infallible eyeliner line. I don't think they have that many colors, maybe just black and brown, but I think it lasts way longer than like the Urban Decay eyeliner or NARS. And obviously another pro is that it's really inexpensive. That's just like become my favorite, and I found myself reaching for it over like more expensive brands of eyeliner. I'm like sweating because I'm really excited right now. So okay, next is under eye color corrector. So this is something that I only started using in the last like year or two, I think, but I struggle with like under my eyes being very dark. Concealer was not enough. So I started using color corrector. I selected Bobbi Brown mostly because of the color selection, and then I really like the formula. It's like very creamy. I still see the bags, but it's at least a lot better. Okay, and then my last beauty favorite is just toner in general. I think with toner, I always kind of figured it didn't do that much because it's like water texture and it doesn't feel emollient at all. But something I realized this year is like a lot of them have very light exfoliating properties. So it helps your skin like stay kind of like fresh at the surface level, which helps your skin texture, and it also helps the other moisturizing products like sink in better. So I find that when I use toner every day and it has a like gentle, lightly exfoliating component to it, then my skin turns out a lot better over time. So I've been using a lot of the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Toner. I've used like Korean ones, and I think the one I have for next is like the Fenty Fat Water, and I don't really think they make a big difference like which one it is, as long as you get one that, if you have sensitive skin, is for sensitive skin, and if you have like oily skin, is for oily skin. But yeah, I really learned to appreciate toner this year. Okay, so that section was long, and that makes me scared for the length of this entire video. So my next section is really short. It's clothes. There's two things in it, but one is nightgowns. I rediscovered nightgowns this year, and they're so comfortable. I have a long one to my ankles and a short one that's like mid-thigh. It kind of has the vibe of like sleeping in a big t-shirt, but like your arms are free because it's a tank top, and it's like not as wide as a big t-shirt. I just find it super comfortable. Yeah, I would highly recommend checking it out if you want to switch up your sleepwear. And then the second thing I had is not an item, but just like doing more frequent closet cleanouts, because I think when you let it build up a lot, it's daunting because you have so much shit to go through. But if you do it like every few months or like even every couple months, and you kind of like take out 4 or 5 items, you can like give them to your friends or like donate them. I think that's like helped me a lot be more vigilant about cleaning out my closet and also find it less overwhelming. Yeah, I've enjoyed doing that this year, and I'll probably try to continue. The next section is music. I think all of these I have are just albums that I liked this year. I'll try to explain what I like about them. First one is actually from 2024, but I got into it in 2025, which is Camila Cabello's xoxo. So good. If you haven't listened to it, I think it's like one of the best comprehensive pop albums that I've listened to in like a year, probably. I like the range in genre she has on the album. It's kind of electronic, kind of like acoustic-y, kind of dancey. Like she has sad songs, happy songs, going out songs. I just think it's like dynamic. Okay, next, obviously I had to just give an honorable shout out to Swag 1 and 2. I love Justin Bieber, and I feel like every album he's come out with since I was legitimately like 12, his genre of the album has evolved with my taste in music. Like from the full pop to the more like R&B pop, and then this is a little like alt R&B, I would say. So yeah, I just love all of his songs. Okay, next is Superlame by Inji, and I just really like her. I kind of like that she makes dance songs and electronic songs, and she says like weird stuff, and she has like edgy style and wears cool stuff. I also really like that it's kind of an album that's like her as a DJ and also her as a singer. She would have like random pop-ups in New York, and I would never be able to make them. And also I feel like she didn't have that many songs before, but now that she released this new album, I'm really excited to go see her this year. Next album I have is Mariah the Scientist's Hearts Sold Separately, which, first of all, amazing title of an album. This year I really got back into like R&B and alt R&B, which used to be my favorite genre, but I kind of fell off, and when I got more into like electronic music, pure pop, K-pop, I fell back in love with it this year. And Mariah the Scientist is just like such a good artist. Her voice is incredible. I love like flow of the whole album. It's like a no skip album to me. And yeah, I've been listening to it a lot. I think also R&B just hits a lot in the winter and when you're kind of relaxing but kind of emotional. Okay, the last album I have, and sorry if I've been like talking super fast, I'm not even that caffeinated. To think I was actually gonna like make a coffee or matcha before filming this, but I'm so excited to be filming that I think I'm just like yapping my head off. Okay, the last album I have is sailorr's From Florida's Finest. Well, it's like kind of a tongue twister. I've never said that out loud, but yeah, I also kind of discovered sailorr this year and started listening to her stuff. I love her voice. I really like all of her songs. They're kind of sassy, kind of sad. One of my favorite songs is called Belly, and then one of my other favorite songs is called Soft Girl Summer. So I'd recommend to listen to those. Okay, next section is books. I'll try to just give a light overview of the premise of the book, and then you can read them on your own. Okay, my first one was The Covenant of Water by r.e.m. Verghese. I hope I'm not butchering that, but I probably am. The premise of this is it's like a multi-generational family epic that follows a family living in India, and there's kind of this like curse on the family where every generation one of the family members dies of drowning. So that's like the loose premise of the book, but you kind of start with the grandmother and when she gets married, and then like her children, and then their children as they grow up. Really feel like you're in where they live, and you meet them as they grow up and intertwine with other characters and travel to different cities, and try to sort of like figure out what this curse is and break it. But a lot of it is also just about like family and our relationships. Next one is called Milk Fed by Melissa Broder, and I've been wanting to read this for like a few years, ever since it came out, but I never got the chance, and I finally did. So the premise of this is this girl, Rachel, who basically has, in the beginning, like a very rampant eating disorder. It's pretty explicit, but then she sort of falls in love with this girl who works at the counter of a frozen yogurt shop nearby. It's kind of about her relationship with, obviously, her body, herself, desire at large, I think, and then also like her relationship with her mom. It can be a little like crude, or I don't know if that's the right word, but I think that has a really strong effect on how viscerally you experience the things that the main character experiences. So I thought it was really, really good and memorable. All right, next is Stag Dance by Torrey Peters. I have actually not read Detransition Baby. This novel just came out, and then I decided to just read it first. This is a short story collection. I think there's like 4 maybe short stories. They're all kind of like a different genre, which is really cool. So the titular story, Stag, is kind of in the style of this like woodsman folk tale type of thing. And then there's like a sci-fi one, like futuristic. There's a sort of like thriller, suspenseful one, and then there's also sort of this like coming of age, and all of them have to do with people trying to figure out their sexuality and experiencing things that sort of destabilize their idea of what their sexuality is. So it explores a lot of different themes, and I just thought it was like really well written and interesting. The last one I have here is Martyr by Kaveh, Akbar. I feel like I've literally said every author's name wrong, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I just read this. If I had to recommend one of these books for you to read, it's definitely this one. The main character, Cyrus, is a kind of poetic, recovering alcoholic, existential, depressed guy. And he kind of becomes fixated with this idea of what it means to be a martyr and have your life have meaning and your death have meaning. His mom had passed away in a plane crash, and it leads him down some interesting paths. I think the premise sounds on paper a little bit common, because I mean, like, I think there are a lot of incredible books and stories on the themes of existentialism and like what does it all mean and what is it all for. But the effect of the book and the dialogue and the commentary I thought were like very funny, self-aware, and clever. So yeah, I highly recommend. We're winding down here. The next section I have is kind of like activities. I don't know if that's the best word for it. Let's call it miscellaneous. So first is writing book reviews, and I don't post these on Goodreads or anything like that. They're kind of just for myself. I have this like ongoing Google Doc where I just write like a paragraph or two after reading a book. And I started that in the beginning of this year. I think I missed a couple books because I realized I didn't have the Covenant of Water, but I think I've done it for almost every book I've read this year, and I really liked it as a way to like for kind of encourage me to reflect on the book and what I actually thought of it, as opposed to just like being like, that was good, I was entertained, and then like moving on to the next one. So I really enjoyed doing that, and I think it's helpful to practice being articulate about something you read or like ingest, especially if you don't have someone to like directly talk to about it. But obviously that's like the best way to do it, I think. All right, the next miscellaneous thing I have is YouTube, which I don't think I need to say much about it, but I've just like really enjoyed starting it and getting to like talk to you guys. Obviously stuff like this, I wouldn't subject my friends to like an unsolicited 1 hour of just me talking about random stuff. But if they're curious what I've been interested in, they can watch this video. So I also feel like it's like been a fun outlet for me to like connect with my friends and also like new people. So yeah. The last thing in this miscellaneous category is I'm actually gonna grab it right now. So the context for this next thing is that since I've started going to a decent amount of like weddings, and also like when I visited Asia, like Korea, there are a lot of these like photo booths. Before I was just like storing all this stuff in a drawer and I would never see it. And I kind of just felt like I didn't appreciate it, but it was also too much for me to like hang on my fridge. I bought this photo album on Etsy, and it's like has laminated pages. I just put random stuff in it. A lot of them are photo strips, a lot more pages to go, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's like fun because I feel more compelled to flip through it for memories, and I don't know, like have somewhere to save these photos. That concludes all my favorites from 2025. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I really tried to be an active participant in my relationship with myself this year and be interested in myself, which maybe sounds a little like conceited, but I think pursuing more independent activities and interests and hobbies, obviously I get to like share those with my friends or like people in my life. So I definitely want to continue that, and I think it's easy to feel sometimes like if your job isn't creative or you don't consider yourself as like a very artistic person, like I definitely don't, it can be easy to convince yourself that like therefore you shouldn't try to practice creativity or self-expression at all. But like it's actually the opposite. I am really happy with a lot of the like activities and things that I got up to this year, and I hope to continue it this coming year in 2026. But yeah, I'm sure I'll bring you guys along for all of that. So I think I'm gonna sign off for now. I'll probably start vlogging again this weekend just because like now that I'm doing this, I'm missing it so much. So hopefully you guys will have a new vlog soon. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you soon, and yeah, bye.